Are you struggling to organize your wedding music? I have the app just for you. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Wedding Songs Podcast, featuring newly released songs you need to know and the tried and true classics. Get song ideas from the time guests arrive until the last dance of the reception. And now your host, Matt Campbell, founder of myweddingsongs.com.
Welcome, everybody, to the Wedding Songs Podcast. I am Matt Campbell. Today, I have a very special guest, Michael Mahler, who is from Vibo. If you haven't heard of Vibo, then you're in for a treat today. I usually give a location, but this guy, he travels all around. He's going to DJ shows from Las Vegas to New York to everywhere in between and even across the ocean. So welcome to the show, Michael.
What's up, Matt? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm totally stoked about talking about your Vibo app and getting people educated about it who haven't heard about it, or even flipping the switch for the DJs and couples that know about it but haven't signed up yet. But before we get started, I definitely want to ask you an icebreaker question just to get you comfortable. You were a wedding DJ yourself a while back, just like myself. And can you share one of your favorite wedding memories from those times?
Wow, that's a great question. Actually, Matt, for me, my favorite moment had to do, and this ties into Vibo, the planning. And it's not the conventional answer from the wedding, but this is what I wanted to bring, the magic that I wanted to bring to your podcast today was bringing the fun into the planning, because the anticipation is just as fun as the day of. And when I was DJing, I was really heavy on planning. And I remember that when the client or the couple, I used to do about 50 to 60 weddings a year back in Israel, where I'm from. I used to use my body physically. I would get goosebumps when the client chose a song that I felt connected them and meant something to them. And that's the sensation that I just, whenever I felt that during the planning, sometimes I know as DJs, we feel that you just feel good because you had a good mix. You see the crowd just hugging and dancing, or you see the moments. But sometimes those moments come during the planning, and you can imagine how that song will walk them down the aisle. And I'm getting goosebumps right now just from thinking of those moments. I just love those moments. You sit in now it's on Zoom, but I used to sit with my couples, sit in my living room, go out to the balcony, and then they suddenly come up with this idea for their song that I'm like, that's it. And goosebumps. And that was my trigger to know that's their song.
So they didn't come to you with their own song. You selected their song sometimes for them.
A lot of times I'd say 90% is their song. It's about them. The songs on the dance floor, I like to say to the couple that it's a mix. Give me the cucumber and probably you feel the same way, and the eggplant or whatever. I don't know. No, not eggplant. And the tomato. And I'll cut it up and I'll put in the spices and I'll put in a little lemon and olive oil and I'll make it a beautiful salad. But I got to know if you like a cucumber or if you prefer a pepper.
Yeah.
But for the special moments, I think that's something very individual. It has to do with family. It has to do with something that you were together. You took a trip together to some special location, and then there was a song playing. No DJ could read your mind. Of course, some of the songs are not as important. I'd say from my culture, there's a special song in Judaism where you break the glass. And that was the song I would tell people, guy, no one cares, because you're so high that you just got married and you're breaking the glass and people come and hug you and kiss you and congratulate you. You're never going to remember the song ever. But walking down the aisle, it's tension. It's everyone's looking at you. And that song means so much that the DJ can recommend. Of course, it's good to get recommendations. I think that's where my wedding songs comes into play so beautifully, giving people ideas. But a lot of times it's like, these moments mean something to you or to your family, or
Totally agree.
I don't know if you can relate to that.
I can. Yes, on both sides. Like you said, you could have a couple that met in a coffee shop and there's a song playing, and like you said, nobody would know that song but them. But maybe it's not a dance song, so just getting that goosebumps because they have that special moment at their wedding with that song.
Yeah,
Before we go any further, can you just please introduce yourself to our listeners?
of course. I'm a DJ. I used to DJ at weddings because I just felt that's the most fun party there is. And when I was DJing at weddings, I found out that I wasn't that good as I thought I was. So the way that I improved was I went and I was the roadie for these high paid exclusive DJs that would mainly do all the American weddings that would come to do the weddings back home. And they were like really top notch. And I was carrying their equipment for almost free. And I said to them, I'm willing to pay me $50 for 12 hours of work, including gas. I made no money. But what I learned from them was priceless. And we would talk on the way. I would drive all the way to the big city of Tel Aviv from the south, and then they'd pick me up in their big van with all the equipment. And then we had half an hour to talk about music. And I think this ties in also to what you do with my wedding songs is you're researching. It's rich. It's about culture. It's about this. We talk about music, and this saxophone player or guitar player played with that band, and then he moved to this band, and then you start as a DJ, you start thinking, wow, maybe I mix this song with that song because there's connections, and I think that's part of the fun of being. I think when you choose, if there's a bride listening to us, not only DJs that listen to your podcasts, you want to find a DJ that has this richness, and it's not just this other playlist and people, and you're researching and learning. It's part of the fun. So that's what I was doing to learn. And when I was learning about being a DJ, carrying equipment for these top guys, I found out something really interesting, that everyone was planning on pieces of paper. And I figured, like, this has to be a little bit better, because if I'm planning a wedding, I may have an idea when I'm at a bar with a friend or having a conversation with my fiance or whatever. There's all these special moments. Suddenly it sparks on my imagination. I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we had a simple app that we could just track our ideas and send them to the DJ? And then we added that you can vote with your friends if you want to. Some brides won't like that, or brides and grooms, some will. Every DJ is different. Some DJ will want to have 10 songs recommended for the party. Other DJs won't mind a list of 50 or 100 even, and they'll filter out the nuggets. So that's like my background. I was a DJ that was carrying equipment for DJs, and I found this really interesting opportunity that I was thinking somebody had to do it. So I looked online and I looked for solutions, and I found out other solutions that are web-based. But I was thinking there must be an app, and there wasn't really a good app out there. And when I found that out, I just felt like I have a calling, and that if I don't do it, it won't exist. And I started building it. Some friends pushed me to do it. I asked one of my friends, I said to him, I have this idea. I don't know. He's do it. So I just did it. And here I am 11 years later, talking to you on a podcast. We work with the best DJs that care a lot about their clients so much to invest in our service, to have a better day the day of, to give service to the brides and grooms, or whatever kind of type of wedding it may be, to plan the best day of their lives and make it fun and connected. Now it's connected to Apple Music and to Spotify. We even have playlists that you've added to help DJs with all the research that you've done. All those playlists are available to DJs to recommend to their clients with all your research within the Vibo platform. So then that's pretty much my background. I've just been focused on one thing for 11 years, which is building a music planning app for DJs and for their clients planning weddings.
I love it. I think it's a great product, and definitely it works right into the next question I have is, how does Vibo streamline the planning process for DJs?
So for the DJs listening, basically we're taking that meeting from before, like maybe you as a DJ have an online platform, or you're used to doing it on a Google Doc or some sort of sheet of paper. You have to have some kind of document, because a wedding is a delicate thing that you want to know the names, you want to know the songs to be played. So you have some kind of document. So to streamline the process, we believe in being natural. So on the first piece of streamlining is we're going to have the client getting access to Vibo app as soon as possible. So instead of giving them an online platform or a Google document or a long meeting, the second the client books us, we're just going to send them a link to their event. And the couple will have access, they'll add their photo and they'll start planning all the sections of the events with all the song recommendations or connecting their music playlists. So you can also streamline the reminders, you can give tips, you can explain your philosophy about how to choose the first dance. You can even embed personal recommendations per client. Let's say you have a client that says to you in the first meeting that their Uncle Nick is coming in from Greece. You can embed a Greek playlist within their cocktail hour to just help give them some 10 song ideas. What I love about your platform is it's simple. You don't have to have 100 songs, right? So you can, for me, I think a perfect playlist, like 20 songs where you can really relate and they have something in common. So you can come in and come like 20 traditional Greek songs. It means something to that client. So that's going to streamline that because it's just going to be easy for you to deliver the one thing that you are in charge of, the music atmosphere. And you can do that on Vibo. And you're giving the client months and months of just whenever they think of a song. And it's interesting to see our data. We've seen brides and grooms coming in and adding one song a week for 9 months. One song a week in average. It's not something that you do. It's not something you sit down and do in one shot. It's a natural process. So that's number one. And then on the back end, running the meeting, because you're going to want to confirm the data, confirm those moments, make sure the version is right, add the names. How do you want to fade in, fade out? All these questions that we ask can be filled out by the couple ahead of time. But you're going to want to confirm the most important information, etc. And then after that meeting, the event gets locked, depending on the way you set things up. And then we're going to help you streamline the prep work. So a lot of the couples don't know, but there's a lot of prepping going on behind the scenes. Some DJs will practice more than others, but everyone has to have the songs. So in order to build those playlists, some of us DJs have the physical tracks, most of us do. So building those playlists takes time. And a lot of us, the couples don't know, but we have versions, short edits, long edits, remixes, etc. So Vibo helps find those automatically using something called prep mode, which scans your hard drive, looks for the songs that the client wanted, and builds those crates for you in your Serato or Virtual DJ or any other DJ software you use. But also, these days, things are going streaming. So you can export those lists into any streaming service with a few clicks, so that you also have a backup, or maybe you even play some Spotify for the cocktail hour because it doesn't require a lot of mixing in some cases. So another thing we also streamline is just creating the document. So just a few clicks, you can create a PDF with all the information that you need for that event and give it out to vendors, give it to the client, send it out ahead of time. Make sure you're making friends with the wedding planner if there is one, and the venue, so that we're coordinated, and that's faster using Vibo. So that's the way we streamline the whole planning process for the DJ.
So I have to ask then, because a lot of people listening may be thinking, is this Android? Is this Apple, iOS? Is it available on both phones? How does that work?
What were those phones? The ones that went out of business? Oh, BlackBerry.
BlackBerry, yes, BlackBerry.
So it's funny. Yeah, we used to even work on BlackBerry, but the BlackBerries are out. So yeah, we work on Android, iPhone, or web.
Okay, cool. And like you say, we say app, but it is available on the web too. For those, not every couple is 25 to 34 getting married. So I think that's great that you offer all three versions.
But here's the funny part. I don't know if this is true about my wedding songs, but Vibo also, there's brides that they open the web at work because they don't want the boss to see that they're on their phone looking for songs.
Yes. Actually, most of my traffic is Saturday and Sunday. So thankfully couples are not at work searching.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny. What's one feature in Vibo that tends to wow both couples and DJs?
It used to be the prep mode. It used
Okay.
to be prep mode where DJs were, wow, they're like, wow, it could build a crate for you, a playlist for you. Since then, there have been other softwares that do the same. So I think that used to be our wow. I don't know what it is today. I think now the wow is just like that. I think it's just a mobile app.
Okay.
I think that's the wow. We're the only ones that have like more of a mobile first. We're looking at our data and it's 50-50. 50% use us on the web and 50% on the apps. But the wow factor, I think, is we have that app to complement the experience because, like we just said, some of the songs will just come out when you're just randomly at the supermarket. And having it accessible in all times is, I think, the wow factor, at least for me. And we're trying to keep the app updated and always looking like it's the year that it came out and not 20 years back.
Yeah. I think of the same thing of Google, where I can log in to any Google product anywhere. So I think of the same thing for you, that it's accessible anywhere on any device. So I love that feature. All
Thank you.
right. So, what do you wish more couples knew about working with a DJ who uses the Vibo app?
Okay, so I want you to know that if your DJ uses Vibo app, that DJ cares about you so much because that DJ really cares to hear from you naturally. I think we were maybe I just repeat myself, but I really think it's one of the biggest things. It's just to be able to. There's DJs that think that they're the best, and there's DJs that think that they're the best, but they want to listen as well. And I think a lot of DJs have ego, which is cool. You could be a really good DJ, but if you're doing a private event like a wedding, you're gonna definitely want to sprinkle in the style of the couple no matter what wedding. And maybe you're hiring a DJ that's the superstar and you're like, just play whatever, great. But most weddings, most of the people listening, I'd say 90% are gonna have maybe want to have some of their flavor in their Vibo, in their event. And that's what I think you should know about your DJ. If your DJ is using Vibo, it means that they care a little bit more than the other DJ down the street of understanding the flavors that you would like during your special day, because those flavors just won't come out on a long sitting in front of a computer. They're going to come out naturally when you're not even thinking. Music is something so ingrained in us humans. You may go to a party, you may be hearing it, like we said, at the supermarket or in any other random. I just logged in and I was humming a song when I met you. It just comes in. I'm like, you know what? I want that song. So I think the DJs, if you're a bride or a groom planning a wedding and the DJ's offering you this service, it means that they really want to care about you more than someone that's giving you something inconvenient, because it means that they're doing their job, at least in my opinion. They have one promise. The only promise that the DJ, aside of getting there on time and having good equipment, that's a given. If you're a DJ, you should probably have good sound, arrive on time, look good, be kind, all the things that you want to have. But aside from that, the real thing is they have to play the music that is, they're a music professional. And when you have a professional tool to plan the day, it really says something about your DJ. And I think you should be more relaxed, that the odds are that the DJ really cares about you and that you're going to get the result that you're looking for the day of.
Yeah, customer service is such a big thing, and I think that this is a huge customer service tool to make it easy for couples to select their music. And I can't tell you how many DJs I talk to that talk to couples to say, I just want some reassurance that you're going to play what I'm asking you to play in
Yeah.
essence. And I think that this tool or app helps them finalize that playlist to meet the couple's needs.
Oh. Now, remember, if you're a couple listening, remember, if you're talking about the songs for the party itself, the open dancing section of your event, not every single song you choose will be played. But you do have the functionality on Vibo to mark just a few songs as must plays with these little crown letting your DJ know that these are more important songs, but we are giving you the flexibility to be a DJ because DJs are artists and you don't want to clip their wings.
Yeah, you can give a list of 500 songs, just don't tell me the order, because maybe sometimes in one scenario this works and other times it doesn't. And I think that goes right into, I wanted to ask you about the customization of the app. Are you able to make changes within the app to match their music tastes or their cultural traditions?
100%. The app is structured, but it's very customizable. You can not only customize the limits that you put on different sections, whether you do want songs or you do want the number of songs or how many must plays, or whether you do allow the client to reorder some songs in a specific section, but in the longer list, it just doesn't make sense. So you can customize the settings, the order, but also the music. Like you say, you can make your really like anything in life. Like you've been, and I always like to just tying it back to my wedding songs, you've been putting, it's like your life's project at this point. Like you've been putting so much love into that platform that you can tell that it's rich in music and ideas, and it's always getting better. The same with the Vibo. You put in your love into your Vibo. It's like your little My Wedding Songs, basically, in a little version, because most DJs will not have the time. You've devoted your whole life to this. A DJ may have a lot of other stuff that he's dealing with, but you're building like your little world of your recommendations. So you can create recommendations for any culture, any genre, create a music museum with photos that look amazing. With you can add moments in time from specific events that you love, that they could be playlists. You can really curate it. And now with the pro version of Vibo, you can brand the whole Vibo to look like the experience with different cover photos and banners and video. So it's like more wholesome now in terms of customization.
That's cool.
And I don't know if you offer Spotify playlists, Matt, but let's say they find a playlist on My Wedding Songs they love. They can import Spotify playlists or Apple Music playlists into their Vibo as well. So you can get inspiration and use that on your Vibo.
I have you find my Texas country playlist and you import it into Vibo.
Yeah,
I love it.
exactly.
We're only so long of a podcast. This is a tricky question. So what would be the short version? I have to ask you, can you just walk somebody through how a DJ would use Vibo from booking to perform? And not only the DJ, maybe the couple too. They book the couple. What's the process from booking to the wedding?
Okay, so the process of planning basically with Vibo is you will prepare your template, because every market is different, every DJ is different. You'll want to build your template so that you can address multiple events per year, whether you're doing 10 or 20, or maybe you're a bigger company doing hundreds. And then once your template is ready, it's like your blueprint, let's call it. And that blueprint, you'll just create an event. You may want to customize it a little bit before you send it to the client. Let's say the client told you ahead of time that there will be no cake cutting. You can remove that section ahead of time. You want to customize it a little bit to put their names in, or maybe you add a special video congratulating them for booking you. And then all you got to do is send them a text message or an email with the link. The client will click on the link. Is smart. It'll automatically download the app for them or open the web page if they're on the web, and throw them into their event. That's going to be their planning world. They can add their photo. They can start answering questions. They can start connecting their music services and seeing their playlists in the app or the DJ's playlist, and start planning the day. You'll be able to log in and add songs whenever you want. At that point, eventually you're going to want to book a call or a Zoom meeting or an in-person meeting to finalize things. You have to do that. 99% of the DJs will want to do that to make sure that they know the versions of the special moments, especially. The dancing part, they'll probably be able to figure out without that meeting, but also important to find out more about the genres and things and dive a little bit deeper, because the app is good to prepare. It's going to complement that last 30-minute to 1 hour call, depending how long the DJ will need. And at that point, hands off for the bride and groom. They're locked out usually. And that's when the DJ will start prepping. preparing those edits, the remixes, kind of reliving the moment before it happens in their heads. They're going to prepare crates in their DJ software, make sure the quality of the songs are good, downloading whatever's missing, because every couple has new songs. No matter how much music you have, there's new stuff coming out. Millions, I think, a day. I don't even know, but even if it's just thousands, there's so many new songs. So you're going to want to make sure you're getting the songs, the quality, preparing the edits, whatever you need to do, print the PDF, and you're ready to rock the crowd. And I think I answered your question.
Yeah, that's all great. I think the hardest thing is a couple may not know what songs are needed. So your app helps that with what am I going to need for walking down the aisle to the altar, quote unquote altar, but then also leaving after the I do's. So there, and then what music's playing for the prelude? That's when guests are arriving, your grand entrance. So I think the app really helps organize that. And I think one thing that you said that was really important too, there could be 5 different versions of a song. Which version do you want? All that needs to be discussed. That just can't be discussed writing something down on a piece of paper or an online form. I think the app helps them with that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, just to close it out a little bit, what's on the roadmap? What are the new features upcoming? Any updates? What can you share?
So we've just launched something called Vibo Pro. So all the DJs that have been using Vibo, probably I think 82% of you already been moved to Vibo Pro, which gives you a lot of new capabilities in terms of branding, video integration, push notifications. So you're always helping the client with things that they may not think of. Like they may join the event and then a week later it'll welcome them and let them know that they should add their photo. And then a week later it'll give them a tip about the first dance. All that's been included into Vibo Pro. It'll even give you a notification when clients need you to know about their answer. So it'll let you know in real time about specific answers that you've just turned on a little bell. It has different organization tools to help collaborate with vendors, etc. So that was the latest update. And the next update we're planning on, you're also a developer, Matt. So we're always doing a lot of refactoring all the time, grooming and refactoring and updating our technology to meet the APIs that we work with. After every big update, we usually clean things up, make sure things are healthy, are fast. And also we try and sprinkle in a few kind of exciting features. So I think the new exciting features that we're going to have to do also with music. Sometimes they do have to do with music because a DJ is also a business. However, for me, the music features are the fun part. So we're going to be including Apple Music Export because Serato, one of the DJ softwares, the most famous one, if not one of the most famous ones, allows DJs now, if you have solid internet, to complement their physical tracks with Apple Music. So we're going to add that as an export option directly to complement the Spotify export. Hopefully, we'll also have Tidal. Even though they don't have an official API, it's a little harder to work with, but maybe we break the code on the unofficial API. We're hoping to have more integrations with other music services. Shout out to Promo Only. We just talked about Nick. They've given us kindly enough the key to their system so we can integrate with them, as well as another service in the UK, I Like Music. So we're really excited about those integrations, those music integrations. And I'm really excited about those for the coming year. And other boring stuff like maybe Zapier stuff, that all these things that DJs may care about that save them time for automations and connectivity with their CRMs. Probably that's enough to share for today.
Yeah. I was going to say, we were talking about AI. I was thinking, boy, with the age of AI, somebody could create their own wedding song using AI within the Vibo.
You should create your first song with AI. We're not going to do that's for sure. Not going to be this year.
No, I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
Hey, 5 years from now, you don't know where we're headed.
We don't know. Yeah.
So, is there any success stories you want to share from DJs or couples that just gives you goosebumps? We don't have to, but up to you.
Let me think. It's a good question, man. The simple stuff like that. I talk to 10 DJs a day. That's my life. I'm here on this walker. I walk and I talk. And The DJ, I just got off a call with a DJ from the UK that started using Vibo 2 years ago or 21 months ago with 10 events, and they're doing 200 now. Or all these success stories, or you hear of a DJ that wants to quit their job and they're about to do that because they were able to run their business smoothly and give good service. So that makes me excited. The simple stuff of people that their dream is to make people happy on their wedding day. And we're able to give them one song they never would have thought of because we're giving access to the couple in a natural way. And it makes them really genuinely happy when they hear that song at the day of and the planning. That those simple things are the things that for me give goosebumps. And I'm like, there's so many weird stuff going on in this world that our mission is to help you plan a beautiful moment with an app. So for me, if we're helping a DJ stay in business and help them keep doing that and giving good service instead of a DJ that doesn't care, for me, those simple things give me goosebumps, I think.
Yeah, that ease of selecting their music with the app, I think that alone for both sides, I think that's where the value comes in. So is there something that we missed that you want to share?
No, just thank you for the opportunity. You're always, whoever never met Matt and is listening to his podcast, I've met him in the real world maybe at least 5 times, is the kindest man. And I love your mission. I think we're both on the same mission to help people through music on their special day. I'm not a religious man, but I am Jewish and I've been brought up in that culture. And my father used to tell me that it's a good deed. In Hebrew, it's called a mitzvah. It's a good deed to make the couple happy on their wedding day. It's actually, when you get an invitation to go to a wedding, it's actually a mitzvah, a good deed to go and dance and make them happy. And I think Matt's vision for his company and the vision of Vibo collide in that sense, that we're trying to help people have the happiest day through music, which is a key component of dancing and of love, of celebration, and of culture. And that's why I think everyone hearing this podcast should just applaud you for keep doing it and bringing that joy and love to these special moments. And of course, Vibo does the same. Both of our companies have almost the same vision. And I think people should know that the person behind that, you, Matt, I don't know you that well, but I feel like I do know you well enough to say that your intentions are to give that joy and to give that happiness. And I feel like, unlike other platforms, it's not as commercial. It really comes from research and from a love for the music. So I think that's the one thing I want to say, like, to give back. Like, you gave me the opportunity to speak. I think people should know that it's very special what you do as well.
Well, thank you very much. I have to just take a step back and just say thank you. And what your mission is you're one of those people that is helping the DJ community, and that's so much appreciated. So
Thank you.
We have to close out with, where can people find with you and connect with you?
Anyone curious to connecting with us, we're very close with our DJs. It's not a big community, so we love being personal. Just go to vibodj.com and book a call with me or one of my colleagues, or hit us up on Instagram, ViboDJ, or probably find the phone number. We just got a call, which we probably edited out on this podcast, of someone trying to reach out. So the best way is to just go on vibodj.com and book a call if you're curious to hear more.
Awesome. Check out Vibo DJ, the app, at vibodj.com. Thanks, Michael, for being on the show today. Much appreciated. Wishing you all of the best, and hopefully we'll be able to catch up at a future conference soon. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and stay tuned for next week for another episode of the Wedding Songs Podcast. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to the Wedding Songs Podcast. Never miss a future episode. Subscribe today to our podcast. Follow us on Facebook at My Wedding Songs, and send us a message about playlists you would like covered.